What's going on, everyone? Today we gotta talk about ZCASH because in my video yesterday I actually mentioned how ZCASH was about to take off because I noticed it coming out of that falling wedge there. So I was like, hey guys, it's about to take off, and it did exactly that. Now today we're going to talk about what I think is coming next to ZCASH, which a lot of people think that it is going to dump pretty soon. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about my opinion on that. But anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But let's get straight into it, guys. So anyways, we are down we're up 23% in the last 24 hours. So that's pretty good. 14% up in the last 7 days, and you already know the whole ZCASH story. It's already up all in the last year. Okay, so 10.3 billion in market cap now. That's huge. 3.4 billion inside of 24-hour trading volume. But yeah, as you can see here on this video that I made yesterday, the price was at about $550, and I mentioned that it was about to take off because it was coming out of this falling wedge pattern, which is also a bullish pattern, as you can see here. And then I also mentioned how on the %R trend exhaustion right here, it was crossing and they were about to go back up to the upside here. So whenever you see the short-term and the long-term trend intersect like that on a %R trend exhaustion indicator, that indicates that we are about to have a reversal to the upside, and that's exactly how I knew it was about to break out. So if you come over here to the 4-hour chart, you can see exactly what happened, and this is exactly what I mentioned was about to happen on that %R trend exhaustion. When they come and intersect like this at this area, then we have a nice breakout. But as you can see, it is pulling back, so that's really what I want to talk about, because right now what just now happened is kind of bearish. So we had two bullish patterns, right? We had two falling wedges within inside of each other, the one right here in the middle, and then it broke out of there. And then from there, I knew it was going to continue up here to the top of this falling wedge. And then as you can see, it continued to break out from there. But now we already got that out of the way. That already happened. That's all done and finished. But now we might be having a pullback here inside of ZCASH. So there's quite a few reasons why this could be happening, or why this should be happening right now, right? First of all, this right here is what we call a bearish double top. This is a bearish double top. So when we see this right here, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Now, I think the bearish double top is like a 68% win rate, right? And that's for people who are shorting. So that just means like 68% of the time they're successful in that. It's somewhere around there, so don't mark me on that. I was looking on Google earlier. But anyways, I do think that this might be a bearish double top. All right. And just by looking here, I mean, this is the pattern. That's the pattern. So hypothetically speaking, you know, it should continue to pull back. And I also do believe that Bitcoin has one more nice, nasty pullback to do. People might not agree with me, but I do think that Bitcoin is going to stop around 85K, not 94K, right? Because we went down to 94, but it didn't break that support. But I do believe that Bitcoin is going to pull back a little bit further. So I think when that happens, we can also see ZCASH pulling back as well. So there is a possibility there, and a lot of other people are looking at it as well. This person right here, I guess he's a Chinese trader. It says just opened a 500K ZCASH short again. Liquidation is at 750. So that's his liquidation price. And then he said, if it hits my target, I make $10 million. And he put $500,000 up into it. So, you know, it's a pretty big bet. I don't know if he's lying or not. So, you know, I don't know, but he has a lot of followers. So usually people like that are telling the truth because, you know, they got a lot of money. That's why people follow them. But yes, there is a possibility that ZCASH could do a massive pullback right now, especially because it just now hit a bearish double top. These things, I mean, these things are crazy. These things are crazy. All right, so we're going to see what exactly happens here. But in the case of a bearish double top, let me show it again here. In the case of the bearish double top, where was the middle? Because we know for sure we're going below the middle. Because if it is a bearish double top, we know it's going below the middle, which is right here. So right in the middle of that pattern, because as you can see here, there's a stop in the middle. and that is where we stopped for our bearish double top. We stopped right there. That is, give or take, that is, let's zoom in, that is around $440. So ZCASH should be having a nasty dump to below $440. And where did it start all of this at? It started all this down here at $206. So I know people aren't going to want to hear this, and people aren't going to agree with me, and that's okay. I don't care. I really don't. You know, y'all can be upset all you want. But if this is indeed a bearish double top, we should be coming down to this Fibonacci down here at $210. Okay? $210. And I will say, if it hits $210, I will definitely buy. I'll definitely be buying down here if it comes all the way down here. Now, given the bullish narrative here, I think it's going to be hard for that to happen. But you do have to look at it from this perspective. Just a month ago, on the same day, exactly 1 month ago, it was at $210. So it would only be right if it comes back and then continues on an uptrend at a natural speed, because this was kind of like a huge pump, like out of nowhere. So I think that it could come back, and we're also looking at a pattern that kind of confirms it. So if this bearish double top is, correct, then hypothetically speaking, we should come all the way down to about $210. So that's the new target there. I know inside the video it said $870. But I was expecting it to continue to run. So when I made that video, right, I was right here, right at the bottom, right here. Let me go ahead and get this. So yeah, I was right here, right where this starts, and then it went all the way up here. So if you got out, you made a nice 33%. So it is what it is, right? I thought it could continue to go up to 870, but a bearish double top kind of stopped us. So, now all we can really do is wait and see. But yeah, besides that, I'm still pretty bullish on Zcash. Even if we do have a massive pullback, I'm still pretty bullish on it. Someone else also came with another short scenario. And then we can go all the way over here. ZEC on the way to make a triple top. No, so I don't know. Or double top, really not a triple, because that one didn't go all the way up there. So I would say triple. But anyways, it says many liquidation clusters are above 745. If we reach that level, we might get a short squeeze and hard pump to 900. For a short, this is what I would do. Okay, so he's talking about that. I don't know, because then you could look at it from the perspective of, what if this is the bearish double top, right? Then if you look at it from that perspective, like, okay, well, that makes sense, because it broke out, it came down, it went up, and then back down. So this in itself, all of this movement right here could be the bearish double top that we're talking about. It could have already happened, technically. Or you could use the one over here as a bearish double top. So it's not 100%. I'm not saying that we're just going to dump. But if this is indeed the whole bearish double top, then we should pull back to $210. If this was the bearish double top right here, then we should continue to pump up to the resistance that I mentioned, all the way up here at 870 and beyond. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing right now. Looking at the MACD, we are seeing selling pressure coming in to, it's going to be a lot of selling pressure probably coming in at ZCASH. So we could see a nasty pullback here. Also, something else could be forming that we don't even notice. Maybe something similar to this. We can do this and then bring this down here a little bit. So a bullish expanding triangle, that's what we call this in the trading world. And if you don't know what that is this bullish expanding triangle. As you can see, it comes downwards like that and at a slant. So this is a bullish expanding triangle. So, it's really hard to tell what is actually happening and what we're going through. But if we are at a bearish double top and a bullish expanding triangle, that's a good thing. And I'll explain why. because this is the bearish double top up here, which is a bearish signal, right? And then we have the bullish expanding triangle down here, which is a bullish signal. So if this right here is bearish, and then we go down, where does that bring the bullish expanding triangle? It brings it all the way down here to $210 with the pretty much with the support down there that I was mentioning before. So there is a possibility that, you know, we could have a recovery inside of ZCASH and then continue to break out. But there's also the possibility that we can pull back to $210 and then create the recovery and then break out from there. So either way, I think ZCASH is bullish, but there's two different scenarios that can happen right now. So let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to be the more likely scenario to happen. But yeah, other than that, big shout out to all the people out there. Big shout out to all the people that made money on ZCASH. Big shout out to you guys. Anyways, this is pretty much all I have for you today. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None is financial advice. Go ahead and become a member of the channel. It's only $9.99 per month. And you can have me go over any stock or crypto. Just go ahead and leave a comment on any one of my videos after you become a member, and I'll go over it as long as it's not some type of low cap scam coin or something like that. But anyways, moving on from this, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll be back with another video.